Afternoon and welcome to my live broadcast of some cards we're going to make today. My name is Felicity Dagg and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in New Zealand, and we are going to play with two projects that I've got ready to do and hopefully you have got in your kits. Before we start, just a reminder that there's still a month to go on the celebration. One of the cards today is actually using DSP from the celebration that you can get for free with a purchase of $110 in New Zealand. These are the papers. Look at that cute one with the birds on. We must use that very shortly. Hang on, I'll take them out of the plastic. So we've got the birds, and on the other side of that is this beautiful background paper, ideal for a scrapbooking or a mail card or anything. I love this one, and I have seen this with gold foil, and it looks really cool too. And then on the back of it is this lovely red flower, almost a poinsettia, but not quite, but a very pretty red daisy. This is the one we're going to be using today. As you can see, I've cut quite a lot out of here. So, and then the other side is there, something on yours, the lovely mandala. This one's got acorns on it. I was going to use this for a card, but I gave up. But no doubt I will use it for something very, very shortly. And then the back of it is a lovely plain background card again, background paper again, ideal for a simple card. Mushrooms, butterflies, and wee berries. Very autumny coloured card. And then this one here actually matches one of the dies in the Rings with Nature bundle, which I don't have, but you can cut that paper out quite easily, but you could also fussy cut it as well. That's the other one. We've done that one. This one here is very sweet. Whoops, we've got an avalanche. This one here is very sweet, and you could put anything in amongst with that one. I actually see little bunnies in there. I don't know, they're not there, but no, I'm not hallucinating. And then the back of it is very pretty as well. So I think that's the lot. It is called Rings of Love, and it's a 12 by 12 designer series paper. Coordinates with crust curry, evening evergreen, mint macaron, night of navy, parakeet party, petal pink, poppy parade, and soft suede. And it is in our mini catalogue, so you can get that free with a purchase order of $110, and that's one of the level 1 sales. Obviously, you can purchase anything from the mini catalogue, which is a good sized catalogue of all sorts of sweet and lovely goodies, which we are not working from today, but there are some beautiful, beautiful coloured papers, stamps and dies, and just all sorts of gorgeousness out of that one. Or you can use your annual catalogue, or the clearance catalogue. You don't have to just purchase out of the mini catalogue, is what I'm trying to say. So they are, stay there you, they are the two catalogues. We are going to start with the confusing one first in hopes that I don't go mental. I cut all these pieces for you and then realised that they actually don't line up, so I'm hoping we can get them to work. Sorry, I'm shaking the camera there. We're working with a base of white, and then on this piece, and I have been practicing, as you can see, so this piece, okay, we're going to use, these are the designer series papers in the 6x6 packs, which are in all the colour families. So we've got the subtles and brights there, and these are the in colour ones for this year's in colours, and they come in all of the colour families, but these are this year's in colours. So this is Parakeet Party. What I'm actually going to do is just put a little bit of glue on a new bottle of glue, girls, so this should play very nicely today. I'm just going to put a bit of glue on my white strip of card, which is what we're going to, so she says. Should have left the lid on that when I did that. I could have glue all over the house. So just a bit of glue on there, and then lining up these pieces of designer series paper so that they meet in the middle. That one's not far enough over. So in the center of this piece, if you want to put a pencil line on there, you can, to find just your center line. Well, that was clever. First one, and I've got ink everywhere. Are we in camera? Sort of. My frame for my camera is right on the viewing, so I can't actually see whether we're in camera or not. And then we've got that's Parakeet Party, and then we've got Tahitian Tide, and we're going to put that one there. Again, just a knob of glue. You don't need too much glue, you just need it to hold it, because once it's dried, this glue will set very well. So this one here. Now I would suggest you actually do a test run with your pieces of card first, so that you can see if they join up, because as I say, some of them didn't when I see that one there, yeah, and some of them didn't when I actually did a test with them. So even though I thought I was being very clever and getting them all lined up for you, when I did after I had cut them all, I might add, can you imagine cutting all these pieces and then finding they weren't going to join up? Like this one's not going to. The temper, which was almost 1 o'clock in the morning, I might add. I might take that one off and see if I can find another one. Was not the best. Okay, so that's just there. Oops. And then we're going to use this one here. Now these have 4 different patterns. We have spots and the plaid and the flowers and the stripes, and they come in all of those color range and all of those patterns. So absolutely cute paper. I've got itchy nose. Right, so the next one is this piece. Okay, and then, whoops, wrong one. It's too much glue for this, okay. I hope you've all had a great week. I also hope you're all not too wet and underfoot, and your houses have stayed relatively dry. The weather has certainly been wintry. We've had rain here, but nothing serious. We did have some horrific winds last week, and there was a lot of damage caused around the town with trees and trees down and fences down and things. I don't believe anybody was hurt, but 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But still, there was a lot of damage caused. That one's not sticking down. And then, of course, all the snow down south and in Twizel. Missing all the snow, but I'm not going to Twizel just to see the snow, I'm sorry. So I've actually overlapped that one just a little bit. It won't matter too much, you won't see it. Just to make it butt up properly. And then the last one, okay, so we'll go now, because I've got one that's one end and one that's one and not that way. That one in there, and but that one, yeah, one's actually going to be a pain. Just the last one is going to be a pain in the bottom, but never to mind. What was I going to say? Something. Right, so I'm just going to go onto the back of this and give those a good hard push down, wobbling the camera, I'm sorry. And then I'll just whip over and get my trimmer. I think that might be easier. The sun's coming out. That's good. We'll dry up some rain. Right. Just going to pop these through the trimmer. My trusty little trimmer. Line it up on the cutting line. Put those in the scrap bin. Now I can't line that up over there. I'll line it up at the bottom. Can you see the bottom? I don't usually like doing it at the bottom because it can move, but it wasn't straight at the top, so it wouldn't have cut straight. Okay, so pop those there, turn it over, put my trimmer down there. Now when I'm looking for that through the week, remind myself where I've put it. Okay, so that's that. So now we're going to start making our card and hoping it will look a beautiful piece of artistry. Now, these pieces are not square, so being careful which way you put them. They are, as I say, they're not square. So putting this one on, I might turn that over actually because that's the cut side. So we've just got a piece of basic black going on a piece of basic white matte. And popping that on there like that, a little bit. Okay, like that. Then we're going to put this piece on. But first, before we do that, we're going to finish using this piece and pop it on here, right on the edge, like that. So I would put it like that and glue it right on the edge of this piece of basic white. So we're just building this layer up onto here, and I've got one. I might just bring it down a bit. One there. Okay, so lining that up so that it's straight there, and right up to the edge. You don't want any border on that side at all. And then we've got this pretty little piece of Daffodil Delight, and we're just going to put that over the edge of there, just to cover up that edge. Like that. I might actually put a bit of glue on this edge as well. Now, that's like that. Hopefully, we can line that up on there. Just like that. Possibly, yeah, no, that looks like it's about even. Trying to make sure that these pieces are as even as possible with the other side, really, is what we're trying to do. Okay, run that on the back. Now we're going to get that trusty trimmer out again and cut those pieces off. And there. Right. That trimmer is probably quite loud with the speaker being right there. That goes there. Right. Now I'm going to, popping this on top of the black. Just like that. So we've got a bit of a border around. Looks like I cut that a bit wonky there. Maybe if I get me these trusty snips and just straighten that up a little bit. Although my idea is straight. And not too bad actually. Right, so checking we have that the right way and popping that on there. So I'm going to then put some adhesive on the back of this piece. And putting it on top of the basic black. So we've got 3 layers. We've got the card base in basic white, basic black, and then we've got the layer that we've been working on. Okay, so then we have Parakeet Party in the layering circles dies, and I've got a white piece and a Parakeet Party piece, and we're just going to pop that on the top of there. Now I like to use, well, I use a lot of liquid adhesive anyway, but to line these up so that you can get them, because it is only a little border, the glue is better because it will move for you. And then I'm going to get some dimensionals and put them on the back of the, whoops, that's the wrong way, on the back of the green, which is the Parakeet Party. Take the dimensional backings off and popping this on top of that in my rubbish bin, popping this sort of in the center, doesn't have to be absolutely center. Now I haven't colored this one. I did color this one, and I did it with smoky slate, light and dark, and then I used the color lifter to take some off the body and face and just to lighten them down a bit, so they actually look quite marbly because I took the color out of it. But I won't color that today because we don't have the time, but you can color yours before you pop it on if you like. I'm just going to put a bit of glue on the back of that, keeping in mind that it really is going to go on one side because we're going to pop them over the edge a little bit, like that. And then we're going to get our little sentiment, which is out of the Charming Sentiments, and then you get the dies to go with it. I haven't grabbed them to bring over with me, but I'll very quickly find them in the catalogue. Charming Sentiments, page 38. So here they are here, and you can get them, the Charming Sentiments, and then the bundle is with the dies that cut out the sentiments, and every sentiment has a die that cuts it out, so it's really cool. And the bundle is 10% discount price and will fit in the mini stamping die and cut and emboss machine. So I'm just going to glue that on there. Tap, 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 tap. Ah, nuts and bolts. Wrong end. So just popping that there. I might come back later and colour that little hippopotamus because he looks a little bit lost there without any colour on him. So then I've put the gems in the pack, and we're just going to put one on each of these triangles coming down here. So I'm going to come off there because I've cut them too close. So we'll just do it this way. So run there. Now we'll put them on each of those points, and it just takes your eye away from that. Chasing a gem takes the eye away a little bit from those uneven bits. I'm hoping yours were better joined than mine. Okay. And one there. And one on the bottom. Like that. Okay. And then we've got our little daisies here, which I've cut out with the die from the set and left them in the paper as best as I could so that they don't get all scrunched up when you pack it. And I've also popped these little blue dots on here, also out of the dies, and you can imagine where they would have ended up had I not popped them back on the daisy. So I just popped them, glued them on with a little dot of glue. So we're going to pop these on. Where's my glue? Just a dot of glue here and there. Oops, that's a bit much. Might make that a big daisy. I only had an air bubble on it, so I might need to put another bit on there. So just wherever you feel the need for a daisy. Really? Whoops. My tapes, my putties come off the edge of my thing. That's half the trouble. Just want that up a bit more. Pop that up in there. Right, where's that other daisy gone? And I prepared earlier. Okay. Now, the feng shui way is to have uneven amounts. So we have 5 on there, so that works with that. I have no idea how many I've given you. So that is our pretty little card. I like them with the colour. So I will be having to colour mine later. Okay, so that is card number 1. Moving these bits out of my way. And these bits, I'll put them in the rubbish. Right, so card number 2 is using the designer series paper that I showed you, and I'm just going to score my going to burnish my score line there. This is just drop me a piece on the floor. Hang on, I'll get it. This is soft succulent, and then this is gorgeous on this side, but unfortunately I don't know that that's actually out of that paper. I think it's out of the other embossing paper. The other. It is out of the hostess paper. It's just the house I've used out of this one. We'll look a bit, unless I've used the whole pack. It could be true source. There. All right. So popping that one on here. Come on, move. Oh, you're sold. You've got glue everywhere. I'll have to do, I think. Right. So the soft sea foam in there, soft succulent, absolutely gorgeous colours. Right, then we've got, these are out of the stitched, no, it's not stitched shapes, they are called something shapes. The name's just gone again. They replaced the stitched shapes, and they have circles and squares and banners in them, and they are called stylish shapes. It's the same here, and that's them. Right, so I'm just going to stick our little house on the prairie onto the piece of soft succulent. This could be a housewarming card or just a anything card, really. You don't have to use the sentiment I have on here, but I quite like it. Some dimensionals. 1, 2, 3, 4, and because I can, I'm going to put one their row as well, just to keep it nice and sturdy. Okay, sticky, the backing's off to reveal the sticky. And dimensionals and glue and the adhesive sheets and all are in the annual catalogue. And I'm going to put that up a bit because I want the sentiment underneath it. In the annual catalogue under adhesives. So all of the above are in there. This is another one of those dies and stamps out of that charming sentiment set. Now, I don't know whether I want to stick that down flat or whether to dimension it. I have adhered it flat on my sample card. I'll stick it down. The other thing you can do, I haven't done here, is actually stack, a bit like last week when we did the train, and I cut out several pieces of the train engine and then stack them together. And that's another way to dimension them on your card. So that is card number 2, which took all of about 2 seconds. So I shall bring the other card through and remind you that one. We have used the Hippest Hippos, which are in the mini catalogue. Actually, they are not. They are in the Celebration catalogue. And you get them for free. Here we go, page 4. And you can get the stamp set, which is called the Hippest Hippos. And you have 3 hippos and then a few cute sentiments. And then you can also get the dies for another $110 sale. And they have all sorts of things in them. They've got a boat, they've got a tub. And Murray's hippo in the bathtub always comes to mind. You've got a brolly, you've got splashes, you've got water, a lifeboat, glasses, goggles, snorkel, and then the daisies that I used on the card and hearts. And that's a wee propeller for the boat. So, and this little teeny weeny one here, which just looks like little ants on the page, that's that little one inside the card, the daisies, hence why I stuck them down. But that's our 2 cards today. And if I can help you with any more details, or you would like to know anything more about the cards today, please don't hesitate to contact me. Or if you would like to purchase or receive these free items, just get some friends together and order some Celebration, some Stampin' Up goodies, and then you can get the Celebration items for free, which is a great. Now these still go for another month, so it finishes at the end of August, so we've still got another month, so you could calculate your pennies together and invest in those. Obviously they are while stocks last, so that is a downside to it. You can't guarantee that by the end of August the ones you're wanting are still available, which is the papers and the hippo. I would imagine the hippo will run out before the end of the month, end of next month, because it is extremely popular, because it is extremely cute. Okay, well that's me for this week. Thank you very much for joining me, and we will talk again very soon. Thank you very, very much, and if you would like to share my video with your friends on your social network, then that would be lovely as well. And I will see you again next week. Thank you. Goodbye. Now, how am I going to turn this off without moving the camera? That was a clever thing, Felicity. Is it down here? It is too. Look, end. End.